Hi everyone, welcome once again to Stephen Follows Instructions. We're a little dark in here today, but it's actually a really sweltering day. I've got the fan on in the background, so you'll probably hear it, but I kind of need it for this weather. I'll just sort of down a bit here. Hey, at least it's not England, right? So, what I'm up to today, and of course this is Stephen Follows Instructions, which means that we never know how it's going to end up, but here's where I want to start. So let's show you the screen, and I'll just pip myself in the corner here. Maybe a little bit bigger than usual because, hey, why not? Okay, so I have a post. And the link is wrong. Ooh, that's not good. I wonder where. Okay, it's called Privacy Preserving Verification for Web3. And, okay. Hang on, I think I'll be able to find the actual link. Okay. So this is actually pretty good that I'm doing this. Okay, and I'm looking for the article now. It was off of doc.io, the website. And no, that's not it. Okay, well, let's just check my history. Fortunately, there's nothing bad in my history. So, okay, here we go. Web3. Here we go. Privacy preserving verification for Web3. Now let me just correct my link here in Grasshopper. Let's cancel out of that. I'll just put in the link here. Good, now my... Oh, well, shit, I did the same thing again. Let's get the link. And I used to have a thing that would say, no, you have to have HTTP in your links, but I took that out for some reason because there were one or two exceptions, and Okay, so here's what we're up to. Okay, so in Web 2, that's the old social network web, users sign in with centralized identifiers like email addresses and social media profiles. Okay. In Web 3, users create and own their own decentralized identifiers, DIDs. DIDs are cryptographically verifiable identifiers stored on the blockchain and independent of any organization. They contain no personal data or wallet information. So, that's what we're going to try to do today. Now, what have I done to prepare for this? Pretty much nothing. Told you, it's Stephen Follows Instructions. So, I wrote this article and I read through this website. I did try the live demo, so let's do that, and I'll just show you how this all worked. So, make myself a little smaller here. So I clicked on the live demo on the site, and you see it. Here we got a login page. Here's the option here. I wonder if I can make that bigger for you. A little bit bigger. Sign in with Web3 ID. So you click on that, and you're presented with the QR code, or you can just click on the link. But of course, I can't do anything, right? Because I don't have Talk Wallet. Okay, so I wonder if I can connect my phone so that you can see it. There was a theoretical way of doing it. I think I'll just show you the phone on the camera, and we'll do it that way. And I know it's not elegant. Whoops. Oh. And it's almost not possible because of where my... All right. So the wires are all tangled up in the back here. Oh, right. I see what I've done. Oh, okay. Get that out here. There we go. No, I'm still tangled. If you're wondering, yes, this is very typical of Stephen Follows instructions. Okay. And is that still caught on something back there? Okay. Wrap it around a tripod like. Alright, here we go. Okay. Yeah, would it have been better to plan this ahead of time? Of course it would have. But did I? No, of course I did not. Alright, so let's put her to the camera here. So here's my phone. It's not really very well in focus, is it? That would have been nicer in focus. There we go. And it's upside down. There we go. Let's try that. Alright, now it's right side up. Doesn't really seem to be in focus. Let me enlarge that so I can see. Oh well, close enough. Okay. Alright. So, what I'm going to try to do here, so I'm going to go to the Play Store. Gee, I wish I could actually just link it to my computer. Oops. Still. So I've plugged my phone into the computer. And boy, that almost looks nice, eh? That looks better. But I can't use it that way. That's the problem. And oh, I see my okay, so this is some pretty awful video. But we'll probably come back to that. Okay, let's see now if I can get my phone to be visible on my computer. Now, I used to have Alienware Mobile Connect. So, okay, that's never true that it's opening another window. Mirroring, okay, using this window. See, it's never true that it's opening another window. Connecting, please wait. Do I need to give it permission to connect? Okay, so here I am trying to open it here on this side. Data can be shared with your PC. Alright. My PC. Still trying to do this. Connecting, please wait. Dashboard. Widgets. Mirroring. Okay, it's still saying connecting, please wait. Okay. Oh, crap. I accidentally clicked on the privacy policy. Yes. Okay. still trying to connect it. It's kind of weird that it won't connect. We used to be able to do this, right? See, it says it's connected. App background profile settings. Mirroring is what should show using this window. Now again, it's never true that it's open in another window. Never true. Never ever true. But it keeps popping up with that. Okay, let's just... No. Can I at least see my files even? No. Okay, well that's not going to work. So forget that. Alienware for the loss. So I'll just have to do this the bad way, which is like this. So, and here in the background, that's the screen that I'm working with. Okay, so you can see the sign up to doc certs, etc. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to install doc. So I need to find Play Store. Boy, this is some bad video. Play Store, doc, and looking for doc.io. Well, let's try this. Just get it up. Doc wallet. Okay. Install. I don't know if it'll install it on my computer. It might, or on my phone it might. Okay, let's Google Pixel 4, install. Okay. Okay, so now it's installing. In theory. And that might be the issue with this with the application as well, the Mobile Connect application. Maybe it's trying to connect to a different phone. Dashboard. Cancel. It's not doing anything right now. Settings. Let's disconnect and connect. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to worry about that. Okay, so I have the doc app installed on my phone. So there it is. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. But it's right there. Right here. So let's now, we'll go back to the page. So okay, so sign in with Doc Wallet. Now okay. So yeah, now nothing is in focus with this camera anymore. Okay, so let's open up Doc in this phone. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so Doc app is opening. Create new wallet. I want to do that. So create new wallet. Okay. Set up passcode. Alright, so I'm going to set up the passcode. Alright, I'm going to create my passcode. Oops. Rats. Okay, passcodes didn't match. Try again. Alright. Create new account. So here we see we have create new account. Well, you can't see really because it's out of focus again, but it's right there. So create new account. And I'm I'm pressing on it, and nothing is happening. There we go. Oops. Try that again. Okay. And it just pops back. That's kind of weird. Still trying to create a new account. Wouldn't it be funny if this is the point where it failed? How weird is this? Let's try unplugging it. And now we'll try creating the new account. Wow, what a piece of junk. Let's try pressing it here. My goodness. Import existing account. Nothing seems to work on it. Okay, I'll just hold it more normally. Yeah, it just shows that account screen and then goes back. Don't know why. Okay. Clicking on settings now. Oops. Oh man, this has got to be the worst video ever. Ever. There. Okay, you don't have any accounts yet. I know that. Well, this might be the end of my video. I can't get my application to create a new account. I'm going to try rebooting my phone, and we'll see if it works with a fresh start on the phone. That's really wild. And in the meantime, I'll put my camera back up here. There we go. So here you can see I'm rebooting the phone. So I wonder if I can create an account on Dock itself. So we're just waiting for the phone to reboot here. Still rebooting, which again is taking a bit longer than it should. And I'm just looking around for my other wire that I had used to connect the phone. There we go. Phone is rebooted. So I'll log in. And we'll try starting up the doc account again. Phone is starting. Okay. Okay. Doc.app. Doc wallet. Alright, enter my passcode. Alright, we're back where we were. Create new account. Much better. Okay. So, and that's, I think I'll just do it that way. So, advanced options. And secret derivation path. Just going to go with the defaults. Okay, so I've given my account a name, and now the next step, you will see an account recovery phrase. This phrase is the only way you can recover access to your account if your phone is lost or stolen. Okay, I understand that if I lose my recovery phrase, I will not be able to access my account. So, paper. Looks like something official on the other side, but dental receipt. Good enough, I'll never lose that. Pen or pencil or something. Wait, I think this is a better pen. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll click yes and hit next. Right, okay. Now I have to write down all these words. So basically what there is here, it's a sequence of 12 words and associated numbers. So 1 rescue, 2 force, etc. And basically this constitutes my recovery code. And if I need to recover, it will ask for information from this list, and I need to provide it. So I'll be the only one to have this list. 12. Don't tell you that. Okay, copy to clipboard also. Okay, and I'm just going to email that to myself as well as having written it down. So mail, compose, paste, and I'll address that to myself. And okay, good. Alright, so I've got it saved. So next. Right, now verify recovery phrase. Now it's asking me to enter 2 of the words. Right, so you see. So I'm going to enter one of them and then the other one. Helps if you spell them correctly. And right, number 5. Okay. And so I've verified it. Account successfully created. There it is. And I have 0 doc. I guess that's their token. And I can send or receive I don't think I need to send or receive anything at this point in time. So let's see, there we go. Now at the bottom I've got a thing called Credentials. And so it says you'll see credentials here once you accept them. The thing Scan, so I can scan something. We'll come back to that. And then finally Settings, so I can back up my wallet somehow or remove it. Right, the backup is what is the process that I just went through. Okay, so I've got my Dock wallet on my phone. I don't believe I need to scan it. I don't believe I need to put any money into it. So now we're going to go to this page here where it says try live demo. Okay, sign in with Web3 ID, and I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to hit scan, and I'm going to scan on the code. And okay, so here's my DID. It has given me a DID. It's just a long crypto string of characters. And I'm going to, it also asks for my name. And I'm going to put that in, my real name. And it also asks for an email address. Okay. And now I'll approve. Success. Signed in with your Web3 ID. This page should refresh automatically once confirmed by your app. Right, and now it's asking for a little information. So I'll give them this and let them figure it out. Government. What am I? Let's call it other, and we'll continue here. Doc, check your email. Alright, so check your email to verify your account and get started using Doc Certs. So we'll check my email. Here it is. So there's a welcome to Doc thing. We'll come back to that in a second. Oh, looks like I ordered something from something. Don't know what that has nothing to do with this. Oh yeah, stupid Adobe. I wanted to cancel my subscription to Adobe, the PDF application. I forget what it's called. That tells you how often I use it. I canceled it and said, well, there's a fee for canceling it. It was on a month by month. You jerks. So anyhow, that's what that is. It's a fee for canceling out of Adobe Acrobat. Cost me more to cancel. Then this is the idea, right? You know, it cost me more to cancel than to keep the account. So they figure, well, he'll just keep the account. Yeah. Yeah, right, Adobe. Okay, so verify my email. I'll just click on that to verify my email. There we go. And here's my dashboard. Okay, DIDs. I thought I had a DID. 0. Credentials, 0. Schemas, 0. Okay, create a verifiable credential. Okay, create a decentralized identifier. Okay, so let's do that. Create a DID. As you can see, there's nothing else really happening here. Big help button. Get started with our API. I may need to come back to that. So let's create a DID. And I've got a blank page. Okay. Test data. Okay. We're in test mode. That's fine. Okay. So a DID is your organization's identity on the blockchain. That's not how I understand it. Okay, oh, but this is for if I'm issuing a credential. Okay, So I have a DID on my phone already. That's me. But if I want to issue credentials, I would have something separate. So, and this is just test data. So let's create a DID. Add logo. Let's see. Images. Don't think I have anything terrible in my images library. That'll do. That's a good logo. And organization downs.ca. Oops, didn't mean to have caps lock, huh? Downs.ca. Public description. Me. Key type. There's different key types, I guess. I don't know what that means. So let's create a DID. DID transaction submitted. Okay. Now, if this was real data, I'd probably have to pay something for that transaction. I don't know that for sure, but I believe that that's probably true. Okay, so here is my profile status. Update DID, delete DID. Here's my DID, public name, public description. Don't need to change any of that. So there's my DID. Okay. All right. So that's how it all works. So that's pretty cool. So let's try live demo again. Right. Oh, I'm already logged in, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. So let's create a verifiable credential. So basic credential, select issuer. So far so good. Oh, university degree credential even. Okay, so let's continue. And recipient ID, no rows. Okay, so basically here's the credential that I've created. Now let's issue the credential. Please add one subject to issue the credential to. Okay. Or I could add manually, or I could import the CSV, or presumably I could use the doc API and do it that way as well. Let's add it manually to see what's happening. Recipient ID, a unique identifier of the recipient. Okay, so let's find my unique. I'm going to give it to myself if I can. Credentials. I have no credentials. Once I accept them, tokens, note, scan, note, settings. I'm trying to find my DID on my phone here. Tokens. Okay. Nothing. Account not backed up. I was sure that my account was backed up. It's interesting. It's saying my account's not backed up. But what was that I did before? Let's try backup wallet. Create a password to keep your backup wallet safe. Okay. All right. Creating my password. It takes concentration. Okay. Passes all the tests. There's my wallet backup. let's email that to myself. Okay, that's good. Sent. Alright, so there's my email. I'll open it here first. And there's the backup of the wallet. And in that, it says unable to preview file. So let's try previewing it on this computer. See, there's my backup. I think, yeah. And it's just a JSON file. Should be able to view it here. I'm viewing it. Thought I was viewing it off screen. Okay. Alright, so there's my full DID in the backup. I just have to word wrap this so I can see it. Oh, there we go. Word wrap. Okay. DID key. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff here. And there's just ciphertext and a whole bunch of stuff. But I think my DID is here. So I'm going to take that. I assume that I can share this. So here's my recipient ID. Stephen. Credential title. You win. And let's add the item. The title of the credential. New key, new key value. Okay. Call it yes. And 1. Okay, expires credential. No need to expire it. We'll leave it forever. Add recipient. Good, I've added a recipient. Let's issue the credential. Oh, please supply a valid, secure password to persist the credential. Okay. Okay. Allow revoking or anchor. This counts as an extra transaction. Okay, anchoring will publish a hash of the credentials you issue on the Doc blockchain, which can be referenced later to verify when and who created it. This counts as an extra transaction. So, let's do that. No revoking the credential. Let's issue the credential. Please don't close this window. It's going to take a few seconds, I suppose. Or minutes. Or hours. We don't know. There we go. Credentials have been issued. Download them or view them now. So let's download the credential. Credentials zip. Let's open that up. So here are the credentials. Here's the PDF document. So you see, I use this application, PDF Exchange. So I don't need Adobe Acrobat. And that's why it's stupid for me to pay it, especially since it's so expensive. PDF Exchange, I think, was like $99 and much cheaper. On my NRC computer, I have it in NRC pays for it. This is my personal computer, so I have to pay for it here myself. So here's my credential. Here's the QR code for my credential. Let's have a look at my phone. And we'll go into Doc. See if I've got my credentials. Maybe I have to accept it first. I don't see any credentials. I don't see any emails related to my credential. Settings. The only settings available are backup wallet or remove wallet. So tokens, I have 0 tokens. Credentials, it says, see, it says, oops, oh, what was that? Try that again. You'll see credentials here once you accept them. I've hit the little plus. I see a whole bunch of image files, fungus and cats and stuff, pictures I've taken, but that's not really what I have in mind. So I think, what am I supposed to do? Okay, issue credentials. Here are all the credentials you've issued. Create verifiable credentials. No, I've already done that. Why don't I see my credentials here? Don't know. See, there's the credential. That's the credential itself. IDs, issuer profile. See, I don't seem to have the me. Like I gave a credential to me, but I don't seem to be logged in as me or able to log in as me. It's sort of like well, I'm puzzled. Check your email. It's like I'm an issuer but not a receiver. I've hit the plus. So these are all my files, but I don't have a credential file. Maybe I have to send it to myself or something. Like we were able to look at it. See, here's the credentials. View. This is the credential. Password protected. Now we're viewing the credential. Verified on the... I mean, maybe it's because it's test data, and so I'm not going to see it. Or maybe I can't issue it to myself, although why not? But where did I see it where I was able to open it? Here, it's in my email, right? Yeah, it's in my... No, that's my wallet backup. Never mind. I've forgotten where I saw it such that I could open it. View the credential. Okay, let's try reading it just off of here with my doc app. So here I am, doc app. I'm going to go scan QR code. Okay, you win basic credential. Okay. So now I scanned it. Oops, crap. Scan again. It's having trouble reading it. Scan the QR code. Not supported QR code. I guess because I already scanned it once. Alright, let's go back. Credentials. Alright. Yeah, so I had to scan that. And now here it is on my phone. That's my credential. And I could remove it if I want. So I've created a credential and awarded it to myself, is what's happened here. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and that seems to be now, as far as I can take this test. Let's see now. I can use 5 free transactions to try our features on the production environment, or, ooh, this is expensive, $35 a month for 100 transactions a month, or $110 for 500 transactions a month, or $700 a month for 5,000 transactions. That's not very many transactions. Yikes. So this is a non-starter for me, right? This, because of this cost, I couldn't use it. For example, I couldn't use it for a MOOC because it would cost me a fortune to issue credentials for my MOOC. Like the last time I offered a MOOC with badges, I offered 1 badge for each module and then a badge for finishing. So that's 11 badges. And so for 10 users, it's 110 credentials. And probably more in terms of transactions, I don't know. So that's a lot. Webhooks, etc. Okay. So it's expensive. Now the other thing that I looked at was the code. So let's delete some stuff here. I'm just going to minimize this so I know I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Search. Do you want to? Yeah, I want to. Okay. Just close these off. So, yeah. Now, let's come back here. So, I think it was in docs.doc.io. Oops. I'm not sure. I'm just testing this address here. Docs.doc.io. Yeah, here we go. So this is the document site, or the documentation site. So Doc provides a range of tools incorporating blockchain technology. So to start building using Doc's blockchain node and SDK, go to the build section, etc. Now, I'm finding that Doc here, from what I've seen, is pretty expensive. But should be able to just do the whole credentials thing without having to use Doc. So let's go back to that article again. Okay, read documentation. Try live demo, use cases. Okay. Doc's Web3 ID is open source. Okay. All right, here's what I found. It was the Doc Network Authentication Server. So, what's this supposed to do? Web3 ID is a blockchain-based authentication and authorization system Can you imagine if it was a transaction each time we authenticated someone, and it costs that much for a transaction? That's nuts. But I don't think that that's the case. Okay, there's an existing live service at auth.doc.io. However, you may clone this repository or deploy it to Vercel to spin up your own instance. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So now, here's the live service on Doc, and I believe that the live service on Doc is what I used to log in before. I believe, but I don't know, right? So how does this work? Okay. It's a blockchain-based authentication and authorization system that uses decentralized identifiers and verifiable credentials. And I have one. Oops, wrong thing. There we go, that's better. Let's see things a bit better. Okay. You may clone this repository. No long-term storage of user data, etc. You can use this service to allow your users to provide their own user data like you would request from login with Facebook or sign in with GitHub. So that's what we saw. So, okay. I don't care about the upcoming features just yet. This service can be used directly as an OAuth 2.0 provider with your favorite OAuth library. Okay. So, DIDs are cryptographically verifiable pseudonymous identifiers created by the user, owned by the user, and independent of any organization. DIDs contain no personal data about the user, although the user may provide extra data on request. An example of a DID stored on the Doc blockchain would look like this. And my DID presumably is somewhere on the Doc blockchain. I assume. I don't know that for sure. But I assume. Each DID is supported by a public-private cryptographic key pair. Now, that key pair, in case you're curious, is in when I made the backup of my account, I can see that key pair in the backup. So, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So, I'll show you part of it. Here's part of it. So basically it's an encrypted key, an IV, a ciphertext, an APV, an APU, and some other values, all of which are cryptographed. And then there's my key itself, my ID, and then my KID, which is my ID plus, I guess it's a public string following it, and then the name of the algorithm that's used, ECDH, ES, etc. Okay, so the authentication verifiable credential is sent to this auth service, which verifies that the credential was indeed cryptographically signed by the correct user and grants the user access to the application. Your server can then request the user data using the access token provided by the standard OAuth 2.0 Auth0 flow. So running the auth server requires a free doc certs API key. Okay. A memcache instance. Memcached instance. You can find many free ones online for a small project or use a local Docker container. Okay. A secure, randomly generated cryptographic key for authorizing clients. Public domain set through server URL. Defaults to localhost 3000. Okay. So here's an example of an environment file. Here's the things. Or deploy to Vercel in one click with this button. Love that. Okay, so let's try that. I have used Vercel in the past. It's a little expensive, but it'll work just fine. So I'm on Vercel now. Let's try logging in. Yeah, here we go. Vercel would like to do all of this stuff. Go ahead. Being redirected. There is no Vercel linked with this GitHub account. Oh, really? Okay. Continue with email. Maybe I don't have an account anymore. Thought I did. Well, let's just go to okay, yeah, I guess we're signing up. Alright, I don't have a Vercel account, so I'm going to continue. This account already exists. Log in. Continue with email. Log into Vercel. Okay. Continue. Awaiting confirmation. They're sending me an email. Okay. There it is. It is as it should be. I've clicked verify in the email. Okay. Yeah, I did have stuff. All right, let's come back here to the doc thing. Okay, I guess we have to go back here. No. Lost my. Okay. Here we go. Let's try deploying it now. You're almost done. Okay. I'm going to create a Git repository. Right. And we'll call this doc auth server. So now what this is going to do, well, I don't want it private. What this should do, it seems not to do, Okay, let's back up and try again. Deploy. Create Git repository. GitHub. Not private. Okay, we'll just call it doc repo. Create. No, it's saying resource not accessible by integration. I don't know why. A Git repository must be created. But it's not able to create the Git repository. Okay, GitHub fetch error status 403. You typed an incorrect password, or maybe forbidden. You try to push changes to a GitHub repository. Receive the error, either an incorrect password or maybe it's because I'm not currently logged into GitHub. So let's try logging into GitHub and then we'll see. So we'll just pop into GitHub. Alright. Well, I'm signed in. Okay. Don't see. Let's check my repositories, but I doubt that I'm going to see it. Nope. So you unlocked new achievements with private contributions. I have private contributions. Okay. Update preferences. What private contributions? Go to your personal profile. I don't recall ever having done a private contribution. It still only says repositories. Nope. Still don't see it. Okay, let's go back to the doc thing and we'll try again. We'll just call it auth server this time. Okay, let's try again. Deploy to Vercel in one click with this button. Deploy. Okay. Please follow the steps to configure a project and deploy. That's not one click. This is, to be picky about this. Okay, manage login connections. Okay. GitHub connected 5 minutes ago. Okay. Manage on GitHub. Yeah, that's ages and ages ago. Well, last April. Okay. Vercel can access. Yeah, so it has permission. All right. Oops, I probably didn't want to reopen close tab. Oh, no, I guess that's it. All right. Add new GitHub. Error, you already have an existing GitHub connection. Never mind then. Okay. Create Git repository. Okay. And we'll just call it auth server, not private. Create. No, it still doesn't like it. Resource not accessible by integration. figure out why. Working with Git, I may not have set the necessary permission to access the resource you need. So, what permission do I need? The list repository collaborators endpoint. Permissions required. I don't know. So this worked before. Maybe there's a way I can work around it. So if I can't create the new repository, let's. Okay. Git repository. So here's the repository itself from doc. Let's just clone it. So fork it. Create fork. All right. Okay, so now I have the repository. So let's build something new. Import Git repository. Here we go. Auth server. Import. Configure project. Root directory, build and output settings, that's fine. Environment variables, example name, value will be encrypted, that's fine. Don't think, well, if I need to do environment variables later, I'll do that. Deploying. Okay. Deployment queued. So what I'm doing now is the auth server repository that I just created on GitHub by cloning the other one. Now this is being deployed to a cloud service called Vercel. I would normally do a cloud service on Reclaim, but I know of no way of doing this particular kind of action on Reclaim. So basically what I would need to do in Reclaim for the same thing is create a new environment, basically just a new, Linux box, right? Clone the repository, and then run the startup script. Okay, congratulations. You've deployed a new project to Vercel. Okay. Run next to run your. Okay, let's go to the dashboard. Okay. So now, okay, auth server. The deployment that is available to your. Open link in new tab. I don't know what will happen if I do this. Visit. Good. All right. So I have a working instance of the authentication server, and And basically, I've got it producing the same result. Oh, that's Survivor Man. I like Survivor Man. If you're not from Canada, you might not have heard of him, although he was on Discovery Network. So, there's director's commentaries of some of his old episodes. Okay, so just trying to remember now. Okay, this is my auth server, and looking for Doc's auth server that they used. I forget what they called it. Do I have it over here? No, I don't. That's the error. Still don't know why that didn't work, because it should have. There was nothing that would prevent it from working. Okay, read documentation. Right. So here's theirs. So or deploy on Vercel, right. So that's what I did. Right, so here's theirs. There's theirs. There's mine. There's mine. Because I have a more beautiful URL. So now, how do I use the doc auth server is the big question. There's mine. Okay. So let's go back. So I don't see that documented anywhere, right? How I use it. So let's go back to the live demo. Right. All right, I'm already logged in. So let's log out of the live demo. Okay, here we go. So sign in with Web ID. Now that's just kind of blank. Let's see. Let's try to see what this button is doing. Yeah, what is this button doing? I don't know. Okay, so that wraps. That's nice. Event. SVG doesn't help me at all. So obviously there's some JavaScript controlling the actual thing here. Let's see. Network. Alright. So let's reload this page. Okay, so look at all the stuff. It's all of that stuff was loaded when I loaded this page, so that's pretty interesting. Even something from stripe.com. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to clear all of that. Now I'm going to click on this and see what I hit. Oh. Oh, it took me right back in. So, all right. Rats. Okay. Let's try a different approach then, because I can't figure it out that way. Okay, auth server. Okay, development, deploy. All of that's done. See, because what would be really cool, this is me thinking now, right? What would be really cool would be if I could just have one of those little buttons on my own web page. Not that anyone logs into my own web page except me. Still, it'd be kind of cool if I did it for me. And be able to click that and sign in like that. And so then I have my own Web3 login. Now, what could I do with a Web3 login? Well, that's a totally different story. But it'd be neat to have one. So, okay, let's go with how to use Doc Web3 auth server. This is all, okay, this is marketing. None of this tells me how to use it. Right, so these are all the benefits, evolution, key differences. Doesn't tell me how to use it. Web3 authentication, the full guide. This might not be doc specific. Doc launches secure. Connect your. No, I don't want to subscribe to a newsletter. How annoying is that? They put a subscription link to a newsletter as the URL in their Twitter post. I had never considered ever doing that. I wonder what would happen if I put a subscription to OL Daily link in a post. Okay. Let's try this link. Privacy preserving, user verification. Yeah. See, this is the thing that I want to figure out how to make. That page. And then whatever is behind that. Try live demo. Let's maybe go back to Doc's GitHub page. Leave that up. Alright, we'll go back. Okay, here's Doc Network. Here we go. Okay. Doc app. I think it's 74 repositories. Okay. So, Doc app, Doc mobile application. That's not what I need. Alright, let's look at all 74 and see what's here. Software development kit, Doc substrate, node types, auth server. That's the thing we just did. Updated 6 days ago. Wallet, I don't need. Ledger Live, I don't need. API docs. Wallet SDK example. JavaScript examples for the Doc API. doesn't tell me what it does. Let's go back to this page. Try live demo. Okay, I'm gonna go to it on a different browser so that I don't get it automatically logging me in. And I want to see what we get. Okay, try live demo. Okay. Now, could sign in with. Okay, let's. All right, sign in with. Yeah, so there's no link there. This is a button that'll be run with some JavaScript, and it will take me to. Here we go. Let's see what this link is. Okay, I'm going to need to analyze this link a bit. So we'll open up Note tab. New. Okay, let's view word wrap this. I can never find word wrap. Where is word wrap? There we go. Okay. So let's make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it too. Options, view, general, come on. Document, font, here we go. Make it 20. Okay. Okay, there we go, that's better. So that's the URL. So let's have a look at that. Response type equals code. Scope equals public. State equals, and then there's a bunch of stuff. Redirect URI. Search.doc.io. Of other stuff. Oh, and all the rest of it is this. Okay. So this is the redirect URI. So let's see. authdoc.io. Oops. Search doc. Okay. /API/auth. Forget what 2F is. Just %2F. Could be a slash. Yeah, it's a slash. Okay. Fallback client ID equals. Let's suppose. Okay, auth.io. Let's suppose I replaced that with this. And kept everything else the same. So that would look like this. Now let's try sending me here. Might still not work, but it might. Something went wrong. Invalid Client Id. Okay. Back to safety. Okay, so valid client ID. Okay, valid client type. Okay. I wonder if I can. Yeah. So I have to. So my client ID is going to be in that URL somewhere, right? So here it is. Client ID equals. Okay. So I have to have enabled that client ID in my authentication server in here. There must be a way to do that. Dot authentication server. Enable client ID. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's Docker. I don't want Docker. It's Doc, not Docker. Two very different things. Doc.io. Alright. The most comprehensive guide. I may actually have to read this. I don't want to read this. Okay. Generate the DID for yourself. The doc solution. How is the identity verified? Okay. Proof of stake consensus. Okay. Doc product suite. Search API. Doc use cases. Doc token. Doc team. Does not tell me how to enable the client. Let's go to my code. Alright, so we'll go to my forked version. Pages or API. OAuth 2. Authorize. Implementation format. Again, I just don't know how to use this. Docs. OAuth 2 setup. There we go. Ah. Okay. Doc Web3 ID is an OAuth 2 provider, which is what it appears that we're doing there. Okay. Let's see. Register for a client and ID in secret by posting a request like this. And I'll get, here we go, I'll get back the response. Okay. All right. So I'll need so I would change this to mine. See, and what I'm trying to do is get this client ID, and then I would use this client ID in secret in my request, well, in this case, in my request URL, right? Client ID, I don't know if I'm using the client secret here. Doesn't look like it. It looks like I'm just using the client ID. State equals, I'm not sure what state means. Doesn't appear to be a client secret string, although I wouldn't rule it out. I can verify by testing the length. If it's the same length, that doesn't verify that this is it. But if it's a different length, it means it probably isn't. Let's test the length again. Only different. X. It is the same length. Okay. But that doesn't verify that this is the client secret. But it could be. Haven't ruled it out. Okay. So, here are the endpoints. Authorize, access token, get user info. Okay. Pretty simple to integrate with NextAuth.js or similar JS auth provider. Oh, let me just put it in here. Let's find NextAuth.js. Copy, search for, because I'm not familiar with it, right? So, NextAuth.js. Open source, full stack, da 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 da. So example code. This is more from Vercel, notice. So Vercel's been on top of a lot of this stuff. Their hosting is expensive, but they're doing a lot of stuff on the development side. I've done a number of things in Stephen Follows instructions with Vercel in the past. A lot of the CSS tricks stuff has to do with Vercel. So, to add NextAuth.js to a project, create this file. I'm going to have to learn how to use NextAuth.js. Front end, add React hook, back end, API route, extensibility, and deploying to production. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to do a whole other episode of Stephen Follows instructions for nextauth.js. I'll figure that out. And then I can come back here and try it here. So I'll call this a qualified success. We've figured out the Web3 using Doc. successfully authenticated using doc. Decided I don't want to use doc because it's too expensive. Maybe it's not possible to do it more cheaply. That's always a possibility. But certainly using the Web3 authentication, that's a pretty neat thing in and of itself. And being able to provide that, even if I'm not actually doing any real integration with the blockchain, I think that's still pretty cool. And something goes on the blockchain, right? These identities do, I think. It goes on Doc's blockchain anyways. But if I get this next auth provider right, to figure out what's going on here, then I can figure out how this connects with the Web3 authentication, and then that tells me how this distributed identifier is going to work. Why would this be useful? Well, here's an example. Wouldn't it be cool using, say, Mastodon or any federated server to be able to log into any instance of Mastodon and be yourself? That would be cool, right? So I could have a home instance, or I could have, but I could log into Scholar Social or whatever. I think that would be cool. And then individual instances can decide whether or not they're going to accept you or allow you in or whatever. I'd have to think about what the implications of that are. But the concept is pretty cool. All right, so that's it for now. That's all I'm going to do for now because my throat is sore and I've learned quite a bit, and I want to be able to process what I've learned and get a little more work done before I go for a bike ride after work. So that's it for now. Talk to you next time. This has been Stephen Follows Instructions. I have to turn it off now.